मृतमेन तस्मै विष्णुं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदामयं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुर्वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथं तं सजीवं साधुवेतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखाभ्याश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवं गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषण्यधिभाष्यन्ते हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वैष्णवानुसुते देवी गुणाम्य प्रिय पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधु एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so this is the second last chapter of our book, Elevation to Krishna Consciousness. We'll start now where we left off yesterday. Surrender to Krishna is the point. That is the aim of life and the bhaktas, the intelligent men of the world. Take to this stage immediately. Therefore, Krishna says that they are wise men. If, after many gods, one has to come to this point of surrender, then why not immediately? Yes, you should do it.
The blazing fire of material nature is supervised by Durga. Often she is portrayed with weapons in her hands. She has 10 hands and each hold a different type of weapon. This indicates that she is the ruling all 10 directions of this universe. She wields the different weapons to chastise the demons. There is one famous picture of demons struggling with a lion, and the goddess Durga is pulling the demon's hair and pushing her trident against his chest. If we study the picture, we can determine that we are the devil, and the trident is a threefold miseries of mental existence from which we are always suffering. Some miseries are inflicted by other living entities, some are inflicted by natural disasters, and some are inflicted by the mind and body themselves. In one way or another, we are always struggling against these three types of miseries. No one in the material creation can say that he's free from he's free from them. The trident of the material nature is pressed against everyone's chest, and because of this, pure happiness within this material world is not possible. We may try to satisfy Mother Durga by worshipping her or by giving her some bribe, but Durga is not easily bribed. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Therefore, we should know that our aim of life should be understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We should make every arrangement, social, political, philosophical, or religious. But the aim should be to approach the Supreme Person. In the Vedas, it is stated that the learned, advanced people, the demigods of the creation, simply look at the lotus feet of the Krishna. The aim should be the same in the human civilization. Without looking to the Krishna's lotus feet, all religious, social, or political endeavors will fail. It is not possible to make progress as long as our desires are encroached in the material world. In this regard, there is a story of a bride groom party who had to go to the bride house down the river. It was settled that they would start at night by boat and reach the destination early in the morning. Therefore, at night after supper, the jubilant party got aboard a boat, made themselves comfortable, and instructed the boatmen to start. Since all the members of the party were seated comfortably, and since the river breezes was very pleasant, they slept soundly that night. In the morning, they all got up early, but to their astonishment, they saw that the boat had not moved an inch towards the destination, even though the boatmen had rowed vigorously all night long. Finally, after inquiring, they found that despite the boatmen's rowing, the boat hadn't moved because they had failed to raise the anchor. The marriage ceremony was thus spoiled because of the foolish mistake.
Anushka,
Our present civilization is therefore a mistaken civilization because the mistaken leaders have forgotten to raise the anchor of attachment. Instead, the anchor is being more and more firmly fixed because they have structured the social order on the basis of sense gratification. This sense gratifying social and political setup, maintained by various plans and schemes, have been described in Bhagavad Gita as follows.
कामान अश्रित्य दुष्पुरम दम्भमाना मदान्विता मोहाद कृतवसाद ग्रहान प्रवतन्ते सुचिरता चिन्ताम अप्रिमेयाम च प्रलयांतम उपाश्रिता कामोपभोगा परामा इतावत् इति निश्चिता. Yes, ma'am.
The demoniac, taking shelter of insatiable lust, pride, and false prestige, and being thus illusioned, are always born to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent. Their belief is that to gratify the senses unto the end of life is the prime necessity of human civilization. Thus, there is no measurement for their anxiety. Bhagavad Gita 16.10-11.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
The leaders, like the boatmen, are all illusioned. They misled us into taking some temporary benefit, but how long can their plans and schemes go on? If they persist until they die of heart failure or are killed by assassins, then
Yes.
another another just like them takes their place. Even the so-called philosophers of modern society are captivated by material name and fame, and so they do not lead the general populace in the proper direction. Thus, the anchor of life remains deeply fixed in the waters of science for the purpose of sense gratification, and thus our so-called civilization floats in a stagnant pool because we are not moving. We are always in the same part of problematic life. All schemes are only useless scraps of paper in the face of war, famine, earthquakes, and other disasters. All these disasters are warnings from Mother Durga, and by them she confirms her eternal superiority over the illusion plan makers. The different weights on the anchor which keep us grounded in material life are our attachments to the material body due to our ignorance of spiritual fact, our attachment to kinsmen due to bodily relations, our attachment to our land of birth and our material possessions, our attachment to material science, and our attachment to religious forms and rituals without knowing their true purpose. All these anchor the boat of human body in the material universe. Sri Krishna, using the example of a strongly rooted banyan tree, advises us in Bhagavad Gita how to get rid of this attachment once and for all. Na rupam ashyeha tatho palabhyate nanto na chadir na cha sampratishtha sampratishtha asvatham enam suviruddha mulam asanga shastrena dridhena chitva tata padam tatparimargitvamyam यस्मिन् गता न निवृत्तानि भूयः तम एवा चदियं पुरुषं परपद्ये यतः प्रवर्तितः prashrata purani. The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. This tree must be cut out with determination by the weapon of detachment. Therefore, one must seek that situation from which, having gone, one never comes back. One must surrender to that Supreme Personality of Godhead from whom everything has begun and is extending since time immemorial. Bhagavad Gita 15.3 and 15.4.
Yes, Kanaka.
The personality of Godhead, who is fully cognizant of everything in his creation, informs us in our best interest that we must desire to get rid of this material existence. We must detach ourselves from everything material. To make the best use of a bargain, our material existence should be 100% spiritualized by constant association with Krishna's message. His devotees and his names, therefore, everyone who ordinarily engage in material affairs can derive the highest benefit from this Krishna consciousness movement. All kinds of spiritual endeavors are more or less tinged with material contamination. However, pure devotional service is transcendental to all pollution. We need not artificially adopt principles of materialism. We need only fix our minds on the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so this is the last chapter of this book, Taking to Krishna Consciousness. Do we have Naveen Prabhu on the book? Okay. In India, all scriptures and great spiritual teachers, including Shankaracharya, an impersonalist, accept Krishna as a Supreme Lord. In the beginning of his commentary on Bhagavad Gita, Shankaracharya says that Narayana is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested creation. And in the same commentary, he says that Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana is Krishna appearing as the son of Devaki and Vasudeva. Thus, in this respect, there is little difference of opinion about Krishna. Those who are authorities, be they personalities or be they personalist or impersonalist, are in agreement that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Yes, Udit bro.
When Krishna was present on this planet, he proved by his activities and opulence that he is a Supreme Lord. If we are actually anxious to understand who and what the Supreme Lord is, all of information is given in Vedic literatures. If we utilize whatever we have in our position to understand God, Krishna will prove that he is a Supreme Personality of Godhead. If we but accept this one fact, then all of our education is complete. It is fashionable to research to try to find out who is God, but this is not necessary. God is present and He Himself says, "Mataha parataram nanyat kinchadasti dhananjaya maya sarvam idam purtam sutre mani ganav iva." O conqueror of wealth, Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. Bhagavad Gita 7.7.
Thank you, bro. Yes, bro.
This information is not only given in Bhagavad Gita, but in other scriptures as well. And it has been accepted from the very beginning by great acharyas like Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Lord Chaitanya, and many other stalwart authorities. Even at the present moment, those who do not accept Krishna as the Supreme Lord are accepting the knowledge given by the Krishna to Arjuna. So in this way, they are accepting Krishna indirectly. If one accepts Bhagavad Gita as a great book of knowledge, he is also accepting the Krishna. There is no doubt that the supreme absolute truth is Krishna, and that we have a eternal relationship with him.
Yeah, Anushka.
Our eternal relationship with God is Sabhajana. God is great and we are subordinate. He is the predominator and we are the predominated. The duty of the subordinate is to please the predominator. Similarly, if we want to be happy, we must learn how to make Krishna happy. This is the process of Krishna consciousness.
Thank you.
But how is it to be understood that the Supreme Lord is satisfied by our service and labor? It is actually possible to perfect our service or occupational duty. Everyone has some service to perform according to his designations. He may be an Indian or American, Hindu, Muslim, or Christian, man, woman, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, or whatever. In any case, he is meant to do some sort of work, and that work is his occupational duty. Perfection of duty can be tested by seeing whether the Supreme Lord is satisfied by its execution. The Supreme Lord's satisfaction can be tested by the Lord's representative, the spiritual master. Therefore, it is important to seek out a real representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and work under him. If he is satisfied, then we should know that the Supreme Lord is also satisfied. That is explained by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. यस्य प्रसादद भगवत प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादम नगति कुतोपि ध्यायं स्तुवनस्तु तस्य यस त्रिसंध्यम वंदे गुरु श्री चरणरविंदम. By the mercy of a spiritual master, one is benedicted by the mercy of Krishna. Without the grace of the spiritual master, no one can make any advancement. Therefore, I should always remember the spiritual master. At least 3 times a day, I should offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master. Shri Guru Ashtakam, verse 8.
Thank you.
The spiritual master is the representative of the Supreme Lord. How does he become the representative? If one says that such and such an object is a pair of spectacles, and it teaches is visible in that way, there is no mistake as to the identity of the object. The spiritual master is he who has captured the words of particular disciplic succession. In the case given, the key word is spectacles. That's all. The spiritual master does not have to say anything beyond that. This is the qualification. Krishna says, I am the supreme, and the spiritual master says, Krishna is the supreme. It is not to be a rep- representative of Krishna or for to be a spiritual master, one has to have an extraordinary qualification. He simply has to carry the message from the authority as it is without any personal interpretation. As soon as there is some personal interpretation, the message is lost and the instructions become offensive. A person who interprets the scriptures according to their own whim should be immediately rejected. Hare Krishna.
Once Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you must at least have enough sense to test to find out who is a spiritual master and who is not. For instance, if we want to purchase something, we must at least have some idea of what that thing is. Otherwise, we will be cheated. If we want to purchase a mango from the market, we must at least know what type of food a mango is and what it looks like. Similarly, we must have some preliminary knowledge of the qualifications for a bona fide spiritual master. Bhagavad Gita itself gives some information about the succession of spiritual masters. Lord Krishna says, Imam Vishwasvate Yogam Proktavan Aham Avyayam Vivaswan Manave Praha Manur Ishwaka Bravet. एवं परंपरा प्राप्तिम इमाम राजस्य विदु सा कालिने महता योगा नाश्ता परंतपा सा इवयम महतेद्या योगा प्रक्तो पुरात्नः भक्तोस्मि सक्या चेति रहस्यम हि इतद उत्तमम. I instructed his imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivaswan, and Vivaswan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ishwaku. This supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in the course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. That very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you, because you are my devotee as well as my friend. Therefore, you can understand the transcendental mystery of this science.
That original spiritual disciplic succession was broken, but now we can receive the same message by studying Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks to Arjuna just as in a far distant time he spoke to the sun god. If we accept the words of Arjuna and Krishna, it may be possible for us to understand Bhagavad Gita. But if we want to interpret it in our own way, the result will be nonsensical. The best way to understand Bhagavad Gita is to accept a bona fide spiritual master. This is not very difficult. Arjuna says that, yes.
Okay, Ishupru.
Arjuna says that he accepts all the Krishna has said to him because Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Nasto mama smrti labdha tata prasadham maya pashyadam maya chata stito samigata sanada sanadeha karyase Vancharam Tava. Arjun said, my dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy, and now I'm fixed without any doubt, prepared to act according to your instructions. Bhagavad Gita 18.73.
Thank you, Anish Khatin.
As Arjuna, we should accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and do as he says. Yat karosi, yat karosi, yad ashnasi, yaj juhosi, dadasi yat. Yat tapasyasi konteya tat kurusva madarpanam. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities that you may have performed, should be done as an offering unto me. Bhagavad Gita 9.27.
Sorry.
By accepting Krishna in this spirit, we can attain complete knowledge. If, however, we do not accept Krishna and interpret Bhagavad Gita in our own way, then everything will be spoiled.
If we are sincere, we will get a sincere spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. If, however, we want to be cheated, Krishna will send us a cheater and we will be cheated throughout our lives. That is actually going on. For those who do not want to understand Krishna as he is, but want to understand by dint of their own imperfect vision, Krishna God remains unknown. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The whole process is to accept Krishna and his instructions and therefore to render devotional service unto him. It is Srimati Radharani who is the very embodiment of perfect devotional service. In Brahma Samhita, Radharani is described as Krishna's expansion of his spiritual potency. In this way, she is not different from Krishna. The gopis who tend Radha and Krishna are not ordinary women or girls. They are expansions of Krishna's pleasure potency. Radharani and the gopis should never be accepted as ordinary women. Indeed, to understand their position, we need the guidance of a spiritual master. If we living entities want to actually associate with Radharani, that may be possible, although she is not an ordinary woman. We can become associates of Radharani by qualifying ourselves in advanced devotion service.
Yes. In devotional service, there is no frustration. Even if we perform only a small amount, it will grow. Devotional service never lost. As far as material things are concerned, whatever we give in the world will be lost when the body is finished. But since we are eternal spiritual sparks, our spiritual assets go with us, gradually fructifying. In this way, those who have previously cultivated transcendental consciousness came in contact with Krishna consciousness through this movement. Interest in Krishna consciousness is not commonplace. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that out of many millions and billions of persons, only one is interested in achieving perfection. If we can advertise that simply by reading this book and meditating for 15 minutes, anyone can immediately get power, because successful in business and pass his examination, many people will be attracted to the book. People are not attracted to Krishna consciousness because they prefer to be cheated by Maya. They think that the perfection of life is in eating a great supply of food, or in sleeping 20 hours, or in having a new mate every night or every day. People are interested in these things, but not in the perfection of life.
Jai Prabhupada. Yes, Ishu bro.
Every intelligent man should at least experiment with Krishna consciousness. He should say, all right, I've been enjoying this eating and sleeping fast for so many lives. These things are available for me to enjoy in my bird and animal bodies. Now in this life, let me restrict that the four principles of animalistic life eating, sleeping, defending, and mating. And let me devote my time to developing Krishna consciousness. In this way, my life will be successful.
Yeah. Anushka.
It is not that we have coined this term Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is the oldest phrase in the history of the world. Man mana bhav mad bhakto mad madhyaji mam namaskuru mam ivashyasi satyam te pratijane priyo asi me. मन मना भाव मद भक्तो मद याजी माम नमस्कुरु माम एवश्यसि युक्त वैर्नवाम आत्मानं मत परायणा. Always think of me by 9.34.
The phrase man bana bhav mad bhakto means just historical point of view, it has no comparison. It has been calculated on the basis of archaeological evidence that Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita on the battlefield of Kurukshetra more than 5,000 years ago. So, this Krishna consciousness movement, even from the historical point of view, is 5,000 years old. Its philosophy is the oldest in the history of the world. If we wish to trace it even further back, we find that Sri Krishna spoke it earlier to the sun god. Krishna is eternal, and consciousness of Krishna is also eternal. In this way, Krishna consciousness should be approached. It should not simply be considered a theory.
When Krishna consciousness is covered by any other consciousness, we experience our contaminated conditional life. When the sky is clear, we can see the sun's brilliant effulgence, but when it is covered by clouds, we cannot see it. We may be able to perceive the sunlight, but we cannot change the sun disk itself. When the sky is clear, it is in its natural condition. Similarly, our consciousness is eternally Krishna consciousness because we are part and parcel of Krishna eternally. This is asserted in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Mamai Vamsu Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatah, Manah Sasthanindriyani, Prakriti Sthani Karsati. The living entities in the conditional world are my fragmental parts and they are eternal. But due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. Bhagavad Gita 15.7. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. So we will stop here. We'll start from here tomorrow. If anyone has anything. Yes, Hare Krishna.
But Prabhu, only 4 pages are left. I think the book will be complete by today itself.
No, it will take some time, but we'll start from tomorrow only. Let's stick to the time. I just have 2-3 minutes to discuss, otherwise this session will close.
Okay, Prabhu. Yes.
Yes, Ishu Bro. Udit Bro, you have something to discuss. Okay, go ahead, Ishu Bro.
No, Prabhuji, but just want to observe that full book is like something that it's wholesome. It's very comprehensive, from Atma to Jivatma, Gyan to Mahabhav. That's very interesting. That in only 108 pages you can find everything, and you do not need only this. By this book, you can achieve, at least you can have a seed of devotion in yourself. But the condition is that you have to read whole book from starting to the end, that you will know the whole journey, that what Prabhupada is trying to teach us. Yeah, this is what I've observed so far in this book.
Thank you, Ishu Bro. Yes, Udit Bro.
Yes, Prabhu. Nothing as much, Prabhuji, from today's session. I think Prabhupada in the last chapter, Prabhupada is explaining about the attachment and the problems caused by the attachment. And then the last chapter, Prabhupada have explained us the importance of Guru in our life, spiritual masters in our life, and how we can accept. How can most of the people are confused that how we can accept the spiritual master. So Prabhupada have made it very simple that who is carrying the instructions in the parampara, and as it is, we can accept him as our spiritual master, and who is manipulating the words of God by his own intelligence, then we should refute that person and not identify him as our spiritual master. Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, this is all for my side.
Thank you, Udit Bro.
Thank you.
Anyone else? स्वाति माता जी, अनुष्का माता जी, कनक माता जी। Okay. So
I
yes.
like one point actually.
Yeah.
कि हम मतलब जैसा चाह रहे होते हैं भगवान हमें वैसा दे देते हैं। जैसे if we want to be cheated तो भगवान फिर हमें कोई चीटर ही भेज देंगे हमारे पास, जो कि एक्चुअली होता भी है कि जैसे बाबा बाबा होते हैं और जो सो कॉल्ड बाबाज हैं उनके चक्कर में भी लोग फंसते ही हैं। तो कई बार ये क्वेश्चन आता भी है फिर कि आई रिमेम्बर मैंने एक बुक पढ़ी थी सीक्रेट्स ऑफ लाइफ पहले व्हेन आई वाज इन कॉलेज। उसमें मतलब उसमें कोई ऐसे भगवत गीता का रेफरेंस तो नहीं लिया था, बट उसमें यही था कि जो भी आप चाहते हो उसे वैसा सोचना शुरू कर दो, करना शुरू कर दो और उस अकॉर्डिंग वो चीजें होने लगेंगी। बट भगवत गीता में तो भगवान खुद ही कह रहे हैं कि अगर जो भी चाहोगे वैसा परसीव करना स्टार्ट करोगे तो मतलब चीटर चाहिए चीटर मिल जाएगा। तो वो हमें देखना है कि व्हाट वी वांट एक्चुअली।
वो उसमें लाइक्स अट्रैक्ट लाइक्स वाली फिलॉसफी है कि जैसे आप हो वैसे ही आपको लोग मिल जाते हैं। तो एक्चुअली दैट इज इनकम्प्लीट।
तो
हाँ, तो आप कोई मान लीजिए इसका काउंटर आर्ग्यूमेंट भी हो सकता है ना, कोई बाहर का व्यक्ति मान लीजिए ये कहे कि तो आप तो कृष्णा को ढूंढ रहे थे तो इसलिए आपको कृष्णा मिल गया, बट हाउ वुड यू से कि कृष्णा इज द सुप्रीम पर्सनालिटी ऑफ गॉडहेड, वही श्योर है? तो क्योंकि वही हो गया ना, मतलब आप भी शायद उसी को ढूंढ रहे तो आपको वो मिल गया, कोई और कुछ और ढूंढ रहा था उसे वो मिल गया, तो एक्चुअली सच क्या है फिर?
यस
तब इसका क्या आंसर दे सकते हैं? समझ रहे हो आप लोग क्या क्वेश्चन?
राधा बहुत फ्लॉफुल है ये थ्योरी अपने आप में ही। मतलब ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है, क्योंकि आप तो कुछ भी सोचते रहते हो आपको वो नहीं मिलेगा। मतलब दिस इज वेरी रॉन्ग इन इटसेल्फ। ये फिलॉसफी बहुत कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट है भगवत गीता के, मतलब अगर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखेंगे तो मे बी देयर सम पार्ट की हाँ, जो हम जिस चीज में चेतना है हमारी उस चीज में हम रुचि लेने लगते हैं, क्योंकि हमारा स्वभाव ऐसा है, हमारे आत्मा का स्वभाव ऐसा है कि उसमें रुचि और फेथ जल्दी आ जाता है आत्मा को। अगर हम भगवान में लेंगे, क्योंकि वो इटर्नली हम वैसे ही हैं, तो हमारी ज्यादा रुचि लगेगी भक्ति में। लेकिन हम और किसी में लेंगे तो हम परेशान होंगे उन चीजों से। सो दिस इज व्हाट आई
मतलब ये डिपेंड
फाइंड।
करता है एक्चुअली, जैसे कुछ भक्त जो हैं वो तो एक्चुअली जैसा आप बोल रहे हैं वो नेचुरल भक्ति रहे। 5th-6th क्लास में जैसे अपने महेंद्र प्रभु ग्वालियर में वो बता रहे थे 5th-6th क्लास से ही वो भक्ति में जुड़ गए थे, तो कुछ तो है ही पहले से। बट कुछ लोगों को तो बहुत लात मारनी पड़ी, मेरे जैसे व्यक्ति को तो बहुत लात मारनी पड़ी कि ना करे माला क्या चल रहा है क्या स्टेटस है। तो मेरा मतलब कहने का ये है कि जैसे प्रभुपाद यहाँ पे एक लाइन बोले, इफ यू वांट टू गेट चीटेड then you will be cheated by Maya, or Krishna will make some arrangement. Okay, you want to be cheated, this is the objective, get cheated. तो कोई बाहर का व्यक्ति हमें कह सकता है कि you also want to get cheated, so you came in contact with ISKCON.
ओके
तो अभी मतलब इसका काउंटर आर्ग्यूमेंट, मतलब इस पे हम कैसे कह सकते हैं कि नहीं भाई हम चीट नहीं हो रहे हैं, एटलीस्ट वी हैव समथिंग टू प्रूव।
यस जी, सो वी कैन ऐड दैट मतलब कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस गारंटीज द लिबरेशन एक्चुअली।
हाँ, बट हाउ इट गारंटीज इज द क्वेश्चन ना। ये तो मान लो आपने कोई बुक पढ़ी है उससे आपको पता चला है ना। तो प्रभुपाद वही बोले हैं कि प्रभुपाद कह रहे हैं कि जो मटेरियलिस्टिक व्यक्ति है वो प्लान बनाया है कि मैं मून पे जाऊंगा, ठीक है, और आप प्लान बनाए हो कि मैं कृष्ण लोक जाऊंगा। वो भी अपने प्लान में कह रहा है कि नहीं मैं चला जाऊंगा, मेरा पक्का है, मैं चांद पे कॉलोनियां बना लूंगा। और आप कह रहे हो कि मैं भी गोलोक चला जाऊंगा, ऑलरेडी कॉलोनियां बनी हुई है, मुझे भी एक फ्लैट मिलेगा वहां पे। तो प्रभुपाद कह रहे हैं कि एटलीस्ट वी हैव सम आर्टिफैक्ट्स, वी हैव सम प्रूफ ऑफ स्क्रिप्चर्स देयर। बाकी लोग भी जैसे हम बोल रहे हैं कि दे गेट चीटेड, तो यस दे आर गेटिंग चीटेड। हाउ? बिकॉज वी हैव रेफरेंसेस ऑफ स्क्रिप्चर्स देयर। ऐसे ही कृष्णा इज द सुप्रीम पर्सनालिटी ऑफ गॉडहेड, वी आर इन द राइट मूवमेंट। What is the proof? We have at least some references of the scriptures there. Correct na?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Correct na, Yushu Prabhu? Makes sense na?
ट्रू प्रभु, ट्रू दिस इज वेरी ट्रू कि एटलीस्ट हमारे पास वो तो है, बैकिंग तो है कि अच्छा आप कैसे बोल रहे हैं ये सब कुछ तो हम बता सकते हैं कि हाँ ये है।
हम अपनी तरफ से डार्विन थ्योरी तो नहीं लेके आ गए
जी प्रभु जी, जी। और
एंशिएंट साइंस है, ऐसा भी नहीं हो रहा है कि वर्जन 1 आ गया, 2 आ गया, 3 आ गया, जो पहले था वो ही आज है, 5000 साल पहले वाला कोई नया वर्जन है।
और सबसे बड़ा टाइमलेस है, प्रूफ भगवत गीता है वो, इट इज सिंस एजेस।
और प्रभुपाद ने उसका भी आंसर दे दिया आज की, भाई जैसे मुझे तो काफी अच्छा लगा पॉइंट की, जैसे प्रभुपाद कह रहे थे कि कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस कोई मेरा टर्म ऐसा नहीं है कि हमने कोई नया टर्म निकाल दिया है, अगर भगवान बोल रहे हैं भगवत गीता में मन्मना मद भक्तो मध्याजी माम नमस्कुरु, तो इसका मतलब क्या है कि कृष्णा इज सेइंग यू डेवलप द कॉन्शियसनेस ऑफ अचीविंग मी, सो दैट इज कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस।
Yes.
ऐसा तो कुछ है नहीं कि हमने कुछ नया टर्म निकाल दिया कि इस्कॉन वालों का नया टर्म है।
Yes.
मुझे ये
और इनफैक्ट एक और बुक है प्रभुपाद जी की, मैचलेस गिफ्ट, जिसमें बात कर रहे हैं वो प्रभुपाद जी, तो उसमें उस बुक में प्रभुपाद जी ने उसे एज अ मूवमेंट नहीं बोला है कृष्णा कॉन्शियस को, एज अ रिवॉल्यूशन बोला है उन्होंने कि